Hello everyone, welcome to the another class of business acumen. So today's topic, what we are going to discuss in today's lecture is how you can develop the business knowledge. In the previous class, we talked about understood actually how we can understand our own thought processes, how we can read our own mind, how we can understand that what we require actually and what is going on in our mind about our business, right? Where we want to go, where we are right now, and all related questions which are going on in our mind related to the various business activities. In that specifically, we talked about how understanding one's own thought processes is critical and important, and how it can be related with the critical thinking. And when we talked about critical thinking, we talked about the important factors which are directly or indirectly affecting the success or failure of businesses, right? And with the critical factors, how thinking process, how we can develop our mindset with the positive thoughts, how we can accumulate good things, what are the various tools, or what are the various ways by which we can resolve, we can come over the negative things or thoughts and develop the positive outlook about the business and for ourselves, right? In today's video, we are going to talk about how to develop the business knowledge, what are the various tools of developing the business knowledge, from where we can get the business knowledge, right? So let us start by understanding what we mean by the business knowledge, right? It is an important strategic asset, and when we talk about knowledge, when we talk about business knowledge, it is the most important strategic asset. It is the long term asset which a company should have: the knowledge about customers, the knowledge about market, the knowledge about products and services, the knowledge about competitors, everything. And in short, if you want to define what we mean by business knowledge, is it is a sum of skills of the employees, experiences of the employees, capabilities, and expert insight, which you collectively create and rely in your businesses. And as a shared resource, knowledge shape and affects all the activities in and around your businesses. Not even a single aspect, not even a single domain is untouched with the business knowledge. One should have the overall and expertise knowledge as far as their businesses are concerned, right? So this line, this definition highlights the importance of the business or knowledge. One should be knowing that useful and important knowledge already exists in your business, and it can be found in the experiences of your employees, the designs and processes for your goods and services, your files of documents, whether held digitally or on paper or on both. Whatever you have, whatever data you have, whatever designs and processes, whatever operations you are using, the experience of your employees, all these things consist of the business knowledge, will provide you the business knowledge, your plans for future activities, such as ideas for new products and services. The challenge is harnessing this knowledge in coherent and productive way. Everyone is having all these things. Every business is occupied the experience, the designs and processes, the documents, the data sets, your future ideas, your foresightedness. But the important part is, and the biggest challenge is how to harness this knowledge in a productive way so that it can be compiled in a way. So the biggest question is how to harness this knowledge, and this knowledge can be harnessed by using certain sources, and these sources can be one can be the customer knowledge. And when we talk about customer, because as we know that customer is the king, we are working for the satisfaction of the customer. Every business is focusing on the customer's needs. So the biggest and the most important thing is to exactly know what the customer wants. So in short, what we can go for, you should know your customers needs and what they think of you. What they think of you mean what ideology they're having in their mind about you, what perception, what attitude, what image they're carrying about you. So as far as their needs are concerned, as far as their your image is concerned in their mind, you need to develop mutually beneficial knowledge sharing relationship with the customers by talking to them about their future requirements. Not only the present requirements are concerned, because we also need to grow our businesses. We also need to inquire about our future course of action from the customers. What actually they require? What are their requirements in the future? The second one is employee and supplier relationship. So these are our stakeholders which are very close to the your suppliers are the second step, which are very close to the customers, right? So employee and supplier relationship, seek the opinions of your employees and your suppliers. Ask them what they want, how market is changing, what are the requirements of the market, right? They'll have their own impressions of how you're performing. They can provide you a valuable feedback. You can use formal surveys from the Google questionnaire or from any other source. You can develop the interview sources. You can have the formal surveys to gather this knowledge, or ask for their views on more on informal basis. If you're going formally, the information can be biased, but when you're talking to them informally, they may come up with the productive suggestions to the organization. Focus on the market knowledge. Market knowledge is like watching the various developments in this sector. What are the things which are going on in that particular industry, in the entire sector? How are your competitors performing? So you need to provide answers to all these things, and you need to regularly ask these questions to yourself in order to have a proper market knowledge. Um, how much they are charging, what are their prices, whether we need to increase our prices or we need to decrease our prices, what is our pricing strategy, are there any new entrants to the market, whether they are increasing the level of competition or they are reducing it, have there any significant new products been launched in that particular market, right? So all these things sum up with the market knowledge. And not only market, customer, employer and suppliers are important, but knowledge to the overall business environment is also important. And that your business can be affected by numerous outside factors, and this is known as external business environment. Like what is going on in the politics, because once the political ideology, once the government changes, the entire ideology in the political environment changes. The economy, what is the trend in the economy, what are the technological updations, what are the technological shifts that are going on in the market, society and the environment, all these are responsible for. And you could consider setting up a team of employees to monitor and report any changes in the business world if anything has directly or indirect effect on our business. So a team can counter these things and they can report so that we can adopt and update ourselves. We can have words, we can have tie-ups, we can have the regular interactions and regular watch on the publications of the professional associations and trade bodies. Their publications can be assessed. Academic publications, what the academic publications are talking about, what is going on in the market, what is going around the world. Government publications, the reports from RBI, the reports from various trade organizations, the various professional associations, reports from research bodies, trade and technical magazines. Not only professional associations, but trade exhibitions and conferences are also a good source of harnessing this business knowledge. These can provide an easy way of finding out what your competitors are doing and to see the latest innovations in your sector. Because if you're not catching up the technological updations, and if you're not catching up what the latest innovations in the sector are going on, we can be outdated, right? So it's important to analyze what is going on around us. Continuous research and development. So we need to focus on product research and development. The scientific and technical research and development can be a vital source of knowledge that can help you create innovative new products. And by this innovations, you can help to retain your competitive edge. This is very important. And one can be organizational memory. And when we talk about organizational memory, it's always be like be careful not to lose the skill or experience of your business you have built up. So whatever your ideology, whatever your technological updations, whatever your experience or skills of your employees you have in a current situation, do not let them go away. So try to retain the skills or the experience your business has built up over the years. You need to find formal ways of sharing your employees knowledge about the best ways of doing things. For example, you might create procedural guidance based on your employees' best practices, and that can be uh, by creating a knowledge strategy for your business. And when we talk about creating a knowledge strategy, we can say that if you want to get the most from your businesses or business knowledge, you need to take a strategic approach, which means discovering, collating, and sharing it. It cannot be retained, it cannot be in isolation. So you need to discover new things, you need to discover the knowledge, you need to collate it, and you need to share it, because learning is important but sharing is also very important. If you are not going to share it with your teammates, with your other parts of the employees, that will remain in isolation. So discovering and then collating or combining it and then sharing it with your teammates within the organization, so that it can be used in the most productive way. And this is done via knowledge strategy, and knowledge strategy is a set of written guidelines to be applied across the business. So if your strategy is to be effective, you must make sure your senior managers or your top management are committed to it and are fully aware of the benefits it can bring. So if they are not knowing about the outcomes of it, so there will be no use. So to whom you are delegating the authority, to whom you are delegating this particular task, they must be aware about the results of it, and they must have the sense of ownership. They need to be committed, right? So discuss with them the ways of collecting and using knowledge. So you may decide to appoint a senior manager or any employee of yours as a knowledge champion, and this will have a sense of ownership to that particular individual. When you are drawing up these strategies, you need to consider few things, and that can be, you need to consider how effectively your business currently is at using its knowledge, what is current position, analyze your internal processes for gathering and sharing information, most important, and their successful ways of generating ideas, because idea generation can lead to a successful venture. And do staff have a good grasp of what's happening? Make sure that knowledge management, acquisition, and distribution is a continuous process, so that it becomes central to your business strategy. It is not always gathering information, retaining it. It means that need to manage the knowledge, acquire it, and sharing it is a continuous process. We need to share it so that the maximum use of the information can be reached to the maximum number of people who can be profitable to our venture. You should also identify the value of knowledge to your business. Think of ways you could exploit your knowledge for financial gain, perhaps by gaining a larger market share, or developing a new product, or selling or licensing your protected intellectual property to other people. This can be achieved by using information technology to gain and manage knowledge. When we talk about information technology, it offers powerful tools to help you gain and make the best use of knowledge. Some of these systems can be complex to set up and time consuming to maintain, but you need to choose systems that fit with your business and that will improve it without becoming a burden on the business, right? So there are two things: we need to select the information system that is fit, that is exactly fit to the requirements of the businesses, and at the same time one should not feel, or the business should not feel, that it is a burden. So you may find it useful to consult an IT specialist regarding this, and one can have the MIS or management information system. Okay. So we talk about the various tools of information technology. It can be the database management system. So it organizes information so it can be easily accessed, managed, or updated. For instance, you might have a database of customers containing their contact information, their orders and preferences. Like everybody used to have, every organization used to drop the messages on special occasions, promotional offers when they are offering to their customers, right? Another can be data mining, and it is a process in which all the data you collect is sorted to determine patterns. And these patterns can be like which products are more popular, whether one type of customer is likely to buy a particular item or not. And say, for example, when you're searching on Google about any of the product, the same product will be repeatedly shown to you on your Facebook account, Instagram account. This is an example which I'm quoting in data mining, right? Another can be have a CRM software or customer relationship management software, which helps you to build up a profile of your customer database and enables you to target them through email, telephone, posters, marketing campaigns, etc. And system to analyze and file. customer letters, suggestions, emails, and call center responses, right? These will enable you to spot trends, improve customer service, and develop new products and services and systems. Internet and search engines getting the what is going on, the trends, what is going on in the market, right? So with these words, I'm saying thank you to everyone. Hope these tools will help us to develop and understand our business knowledge in much effective way. Thank you.